before you jump in for a swim, you should be doing what we call a dry land warm-up. Now, in case you're wondering what a dry land warm-up is, I'm gonna run you through one now. So a dry land warm-up, as the name suggests, is on dry land. No awards for guessing that one. There are a couple of reasons why you should do a dry land warm-up before you jump in for a swim. One is just before any general swim, open water or in the pool for training, it's going to get you nicely mobilized, joints moving, muscles warm, and also working together, nicely activated, that chain all working together so that you can swim nice and efficiently. But also, if you're doing an event, perhaps a triathlon, they may not actually let you in the water beforehand. Therefore, you want to make sure that specific muscles are nicely warmed up. But even if they do actually let you in the water, certain events may be advised you don't, just because of the conditions, the temperature, and therefore, again, you'd want to do a warm-up on dry land before. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to get onto that in just a second. But before we do, make sure you support GTM by giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel, because you will also be notified then when some of our future videos come out. So moving on then, so if it is an event that you're doing and you're trying to get warmed up beforehand, well, we'd suggest that you go and do a short jog or something just to get your body moving, blood flowing, maybe get a tiny bit of a swell on just for 5 minutes or so. And you can do that well in advance. And then about 10 to 15 minutes before the start of the event, get your kit on, and then we go through this next section. And this is going to get you nicely mobilized. So the first exercise is arm swings. Start with one arm 5 times each direction, then both arms 5 times each direction, and then alternate if you can. Then we're going on to shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders forward 10 times and then backwards 10 times. Then we're going to move on to a lean forwards at the waist and then swing to hugs. Again, repeat 10 times. And then finally, we're going to do what we call a scapular push-up. Again, repeat this 10 times. Okay, so by now your arms and your shoulders should be feeling nice and loose and a little bit activated. Personally, I just quite like doing this to procrastinate before getting into the water. But anyway, our arms and our shoulders aren't the only things that we use during the swim. We also want to make sure that our core muscles and everything around there is nicely activated too. So now moving on to the next movements. So we've got the mountain climber with a twist and walk out with a twist. Again, repeat these 5 times. Then we've got the dead bug extensions 5 times on each side. And then we've got hip bridges. Repeat these 10 times. All of this should just take a few minutes and is time very well spent. And personally, I would try and make this part of your routine pre-swim. And before you know it, you won't want to start a swim without it. Right, moving on then and on to some exercises that are fantastic if you're trying to up your swimming, and you can probably do these away from the swimming pool as well, because they're going to work on some of the finer muscles around your shoulders. They're going to help control, stabilize you when you're swimming, and also just prevent injury. Also fantastic if you've got to do a warm-up out of the water pre-triathlon race, for instance, to get those muscles nice and warm. For this though, you are going to need a band exercise, physio band like this, or a swimming stretch cord.
Grab your band and pull your arms apart, keeping your shoulders down, palms up, and make sure you don't shrug your shoulders. If you do, then loosen the band a bit. Next, attach your band to something head high, or get someone you really trust to hold it for you, and pull towards your face with your elbows out. And then attach the band a bit lower, lean forward and do 10 full swim strokes using the band. Remember to keep these very light. You don't want to do a strength session just before a swim or a race. So just enough that you can feel the resistance. And if your band is too tight, just do the first half of the stroke and then step forward and then do the back half of the stroke.
And you're ready to swim. Or race perhaps. Now, in fact, if you are about to race and you've got a bit of time still, a few minutes before the swim start, and you're waiting around, then you could always hold on to the band. You could do a few swings just to mobilize the shoulders a bit more. You can even just drop the band and just do a few more swings just to keep the arms nice and mobile, keep you distracted and keep the blood flowing to the important muscle groups. Well, we hope this has helped today and is going to help your swimming going forwards. If you've enjoyed today's video, once again, please do like this video, support the channel by subscribing.